What is up, Road fam? It is the Vanlife Network news of Sunday, the 9th of November, but we are slightly delayed because currently it is Tuesday, the 11th of October. So, first of all, my sincere apologies for being later with the Vanlife Network news. More on this later. All right, let's get started with some new features and updates regarding the Vanlife network. So the first thing, which is probably the bigger one, is that I've renamed the Vanlife network free to the Vanlife community. And the reason for this is quite simple. I wrote a post about it inside of our free community. It was because many people, including myself, were confused between this space, so the free space, and the paid space. And also, I didn't really like to refer to the one being free and the one being paid. So I thought, how can I tackle this? And I came up with a just slightly twisted name, which is the Vanlife community, which basically says what it is, because this is just the community space. There's no map, there's no digital campfires, although we are gonna run I want to run occasional digital campfires in the free one as well. Um, but other than that, it is just a community space. And so now we've got the Vanlife community, which is our free space for people to hang out inside of the Vanlife community. And then we've got the Vanlife network, where it is more about connecting with each other and networking and so on. So that is the first, bigger change, let's say, of this news. Then we can go to the meetup photos, which are pretty cool. So if you were at the Vanlife Network meetup in the north of Spain, or if you weren't and you just want to see what we've been up to, if you type in best memories inside of the search bar, you will find this post, and then you can click on this link, which will bring you to a Google Drive. And from here you can see what it looks like to be in a meetup of the Vanlife Network. Honestly, it was super fun, and it lasted quite a bit longer than expected, which in the end wasn't a bad thing at all, in my opinion. However, we might go a little more structured in the future, but this is just things for the future. So if you want to see these photos, then type in the search bar best memories. You'll find this post, and inside here you can find the Google Drive. And I think that Annika recently added her photos. So right here you can actually see, all crazy stuff that we've been going through inside of the Vanlife network. It was a great experience. All right, then number 3 is our after movie for the Vanlife Network meetup. It is still in production, and as mentioned, also this episode was delayed for a reason. So I have been busy doing some other things that had me postpone the after movie. I can promise you it is still coming because, I ran around with my camera basically all day, all night there. So I've got lots of footage there, which also makes it more work for me to create the edit, of course. So I'm still working on it. Just know that it is coming. And then we are still brainstorming tiers. So in our previous news, I mentioned that I am experimenting and thinking about implementing tiers in our Vanlife network community. And what I mentioned was the road fam, which is the normal tier, let's say, so the road family as we know it, then a road growth tier, and then a roadpreneur or more business tier, let's say. So I was thinking about separating our community into 3 different pillars, let's say, with specific benefits. However, also because of what I'm gonna tell you a little later, we have postponed the tiers for now as well, because something else came on my path, which right now has basically my full attention. And so also these tiers, for now, I have to postpone them because I cannot do too much at the same time. Because obviously, if I implement these tiers, I want to deliver on them as best as possible. And I cannot promise that right now. So also tiers, we're still working on it. But for now, just enjoy the Road family or the Vanlife network as we know it. All right, then some Vanlife Network news. We've got quite some new members in the last weeks. yeah, let's say in the last 1.5 months, because I noticed that I didn't even welcome new members anymore in the Vanlife Network news. So first of all, I want to welcome Pepijn. And Pepijn in his bio says that he is not a van lifer yet, but after living 25 years in a tiny house in the Netherlands, he's planning on building a small expedition truck, which is super cool. So Pepijn, a warm welcome into the Van Life network. Then we've got Griffin, and Griffin I've been in touch with a couple of times already on school, so he himself is a schooler or a very active schooler since a long time. So also to you, Griffin, welcome to the Van Life Network. Then we've got Stephanie, and Stephanie, we've had quite some chats already inside of Digital Campfires, which is super nice, of course. So we already had quite a lot of touch points, which is yeah, a great thing. So Stephanie from Australia, also welcome to the Vanlife Network. And as you can see, she also has got her own school. So if you want to check her out, then yeah, just find her inside of the Vanlife Network. Then we've got Arjan, and Arjan, he came through Lucien, because they met up in person in the Netherlands. And so Arjan, also a full-time van lifer, if I'm correct, he decided to join the Van Life Networks thanks to Lucien. So also for you, Arjan, a very warm welcome into the Van Life Network. Then we've got Sharn. Why is my thing not working? I'm not really sure why it's stuck. There we go. Then we've got Sharn, and we already, or many of us already had a chance to meet Sharn in real life, because she was part of the female travel community and she got in touch with Larissa. They got into a chat and she was van living, or like traveling around Spain. And Larissa mentioned that we were about to have a meetup, and so Sharn went from not knowing anyone to diving deep into the Van Life Network, go to our first ever meetup, stayed for multiple days, and we had a great time together. So that was amazing. Sharn is an amazing person, so it was a big pleasure to meet you, and I'm sure we'll meet on the road again. Welcome, Sharn, into the Van Life Network. And then we've got our newest member, who is Judith. And Judith is from the Netherlands, and she's traveling with her Labradoodle Yip, which we can see on this picture right here. As you can see also, she also made an introduction post in our intros tab. So if you haven't done that yet, we would love to get to know a little more about you. So yeah, feel very free to introduce yourself into the Van Life Network and into the community by creating a post, and then select the category and write it into the intros tab. Because yeah, inside of the Van Life Network, we are all about connecting with other like-minded Van Lifers. All right, warm welcome to all of you. Then another new thing that I still want to record a training for, but I see that Lawrence already implemented it, because I already told him about this little trick, let's say. It is the current best way to increase your Van Life Network earnings, and that is by doing exactly what Lawrence did here inside of this post. So what he did, he made a post inside of the Van Life community, so let's say our free community, and he just made a post about the Van Life Network. Yeah, wrote about what we do and how it works, and yeah, just how he has been benefiting of the Van Life Network, let's say. And at the very end, he made a call to action. Interested and want to join? Click this link to visit the Van Life Network. And this link obviously is his referral link. So that means that if anybody inside of the Van Life community reads his post and thinks, hey, I want to check out the Van Life Network, he reads the post and he clicks the link, and once he actually, or he or she of course, actually signs up, Lawrence will get a lifetime recurring commission on on the new member, let's say. So how does this work? Where can you find the link to hyperlink? As mentioned, I will also record a training on this, but I have to go to another community to show you. if I go to the community, you can see there's a button here that says invite people, and on phone that would be the top right corner, there would be 3 dots and it says invite people, and once you click on it, here you will find your referral link. And what you can then do, so I just copy this one, I go to my free community and I want to write a post, hey, let's come and join or something, and then you can create a hyperlink. So instead of just pasting in the link like this, which looks very obvious that it's a hyperlink, a referral link, you can actually select this text, click on this add link and paste it in here. And now it just shows click here. So when they actually click on the thing, they will automatically register your referral, let's say. So that is just a little trick for now, how to safely upgrade people from the Vanlife community to the Vanlife network. The safest way is this, because if you do this inside of Facebook groups or in other groups, we don't own the group, so we have the risk of getting kicked out. And because we own the Vanlife community, you can just do your referral link as often as you want inside of your posts. So you can post, if you want, you can post every day or every other day or once a week or however many times you want. And you can always just put your little referral link if you refer to the Vanlife network. All right, and then our current ranking, as you know, we've dropped quite a bit. So we went from ranking 18 to ranking 51, which isn't the worst thing in the world, because in the beginning, my focus was, okay, I want to make this a top 1% community on school. And right now we are basically, let's say, a top 2% community on school. Actually, we dropped a few ranks already again. So we are currently ranked 53. However, the great thing is I started to value and focus more on the connections that we make instead of the ranking on school. So if we grow as a group, which we are going to do because we have a very nice and beautiful future vision for the Vanlife network, this rank will go up once again. Of course, if you love hanging out inside of the community, just give each other likes, give each other comments, because that is basically how we keep our rank within the top 100, let's say, because otherwise it's going to be a long way down. Doesn't really matter. Just engage with each other. And that is what I can see from our 7-day leaderboard. You can see that Lawrence has been very active. Also Sean, one of our newest members, has been very active, and so on. So just keep engaging with each other, and that's what it's all about. We're all about connection. All right, then a little personal update from me. So I kind of had an after meetup breakdown. Now, this sounds very terrible. It actually wasn't that bad. But the thing is, I'm an introvert, and for 10, 11 days, we had our meetup with multiple people. So there were, I think, at least 9 to 13 vans, which was quite heavy on my social battery. And also the days and weeks before the meetup, I had to fly out to Belfast. I was training for a half marathon, and then way before the meetup, we already met up with a few members to hang out before the meetup actually started. And so after the meetup, my battery kind of was depleted. And the funny thing is, I talked with Laurie during our meetup about some new emotion or feeling that she described to me, and she called it feeling slimy. Now, what does feeling slimy mean? It is when you wake up in bed, usually you wake up late, you want to get out of bed, so you start scrolling your phone or whatever, and you don't really get on with your day. That is when you're feeling slimy. Now, honestly, I used to live a slimy life in this way, but not anymore. Like normally, I really enjoy my early mornings like today. Right now it's 8:30. I woke up at around 7, I think. And I had to break out of this slimy pattern. Because if I wake up slimy, I just don't get anything done the rest of the day. And at the end of the day, I feel bad because I didn't do anything productive. Even though I did productive things, I would still feel less rewarded because of this feeling. And so I had to break the bad pattern. Now, what I did was, instead of laying in bed and taking the time to scroll my phone, I decided to not even look at my social media. I decided to actually go for a run. Now, running is something that I'm doing since about half a year, maybe a little longer, since around April. And it just gives me more energy during the day. So instead of allowing myself to feel and make myself feel slimy, I decided the only thing that I can do in the morning on my phone is see if there's a nice 5K or 5K plus run that I can do in the morning, and then go for the run, come back home sweaty, take an ice cold shower because, well, I don't really have hot water or a boiler. I could boil water and then mix it up, but I didn't do that. I took a cold shower and instantly I didn't feel slimy anymore. So the rest of my day just became a lot more productive because I had more energy because of my increased blood flow, and because I had done activities already in the early morning. So the rest of the day I could live off of that energy boost, let's say. And so this is what I've done for the past days. I ran every single morning for 5 kilometers for the past 3 days, and I'm about to go for a run after this Vanlife Network news to continue breaking these bad patterns. And another thing that we've done is I came across school thanks to a guy named Andrew Kirby. Now he is an amazing school community which is called Synthesizer. So let me actually see if I can open it up. And he's a great guy who brought me into the school world, let's say. Now this guy often for a very long time did everything for free. They started a coaching plan. And so what I decided is to hop on the coaching plan because I want to level up as a person. I don't want to feel slimy. I want to grow, and growth happens outside of your comfort zone, to actually join the coaching program. And that is also one of the reasons why this Vanlife Network news was a little delayed, because I was working on this coaching project. Also why the after movie has postponed a little bit, and also why tiers aren't still rolled out, because other things have priority right now. So currently I'm rolling through the project. There's much more updates coming regarding this whole project. And yeah, that is basically something I quickly wanted to share. And also I've had numerous messages from people from the outside who told me like, Rens, dude, you are working always. It would be great, and I hope you could have like one day of fun or some more fun in life than just work. I have to admit, I absolutely love what I'm doing, so it is a very passionate project for me, the Vanlife Network. But sometimes I admit that I could maybe have a little more fun in life. So what I think I might do, and I'm not sure if I'm going to implement it, is implement one weekend day that I'm not allowed to work apart from my non-negotiables, let's say, that I have to do during the day. But we'll see how that goes. All right. That was the Vanlife Network news of Sunday the 9th of November, which is actually broadcasted on the 11th of November. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Yeah, have a beautiful day. Let's hang out in the Vanlife Network, and I see you very soon. Bye-bye.